Good morning everyone, it's Jeanette here, Enthusiastic Gardener. We have 1 month left of winter and I'm in Essex in England and I'm about 30 miles from the City of London in one direction and 30 miles from the coast, Southend-on-Sea, in the opposite direction. So here is my garden in February, in late winter, let's call it late winter. You can see, very exciting, all my bulbs are popping up and we have little crocuses, the little yellow ones. I did have purples, they seem to have disappeared, but the bulbs are popping up. A Picea pungens super blue seedling. And this is the area where the pond is, the pond garden. We have heucheras, we have grasses, as I say, lots of bulbs poking up and a lot of carexes. This is my hibernaculum. I built a hibernaculum. We have, so it's an underground tunnels. I'll try and put a picture up of what it looks like before I put all the soil on top. So we've got one there, one entrance is there, and we've got another entrance round here. Over here is an entrance. So that's for little hibernating things. You can see it's just like a down pipe, a soil pipe actually. So is there anything under, or has there been anything under there? I don't know. This here is an Ilex crenata. It's got some berries actually, but it's not doing very well. It's also called Japanese holly, little cloud prune, but it's very thin, the leaf. Maybe it's the time of year, but I do think I'm going to move this. Surprise, surprise. I think this is its 4th spot in the garden, but I might move that. The carexes, you can see that I have given them a haircut because the end of the leaves, they were very long, but the end of the leaves kind of looked a bit tatty. So all I do is I just scoop it all up into a ponytail, the whole thing in my hand, and just chop off the top. So I've gone around and I've done that to all of them. I need to do the front garden. The front garden looks quite the mess, I must say. There's my pretty little crocuses. The first bit of colour in the garden. This is another Picea super blue seedling. They're blue spruces. And the pond needs a good clean. We have to clean that out because I'm on the list for a place in Scotland that you can buy frogs' eggs for little tadpoles, cute little frogs. So, oh, it's Lottie. Lottie's coming out to say, hello, Lottie. Hello. Hello, little girl. Anyway, yes, so I'm on the list. Now you can buy 50 eggs. I think it's £30. And I've been researching, and on average, out of 50 eggs, you might get 1 frog survives. So I'll probably need to buy about 150 eggs, which sounds an awful lot. But I've also got this pond here, which also needs a clean. These need tidying up, and very, very murky, horrible conditions. So must do that before, let's have a look around here, before the frogs arrive, or the tadpoles. This was just a wreath I made which has died. This one has died. Cup of coffee. This one is still alive. So I will be revamping the window box. And same here really, there's 2 on each side, 2 ivy plants. It looks like one of the ivy plants has died. So I need to tidy that up. We have a walnut tree here, and that will look lovely in the summertime, but I'm not planting it in the garden. It's not a black walnut, but black walnuts can poison other things in your garden, particularly fruit trees. So this isn't one of those, but I've still been a little scared to actually plant it in the garden. Now cut my rose down. This is a Santana rose. I was a little drastic, but last year I did that, and it came back wonderfully. We have, I've forgotten all the names, goodness. This is a potato tree. And my friend Tracy, who you've seen her garden, she's kindly done a few tours for us. Her potato tree is magnificent. My potato tree. So it's only on this obelisk, which is not suitable really, but I think what I could do is train it over here, attach it to this fence, and then maybe that's an answer. And this is a honeysuckle, which is coming back. It's coming back. You can see all the little buds, the little leaves. Then we have here a Formium brown sugar. These were my ground covers, a little mixture of thymes and different things like that. Lots of bulbs. My Fatsia japonica. It did bloom. This is the remnants of the bloom, and then what happens is this will fall off. I'm not pulling it off, but this will fall off, and then brand new leaves, baby leaves, will emerge from these points. So we've got a point there, we've got a couple over there. Now I'm very proud of myself. Yesterday, can you see my, what's this called? Oh my goodness, what is it called? It is called a Schneewittchen rose. Absolutely beautiful white flowers. That was a big bunch all up the middle in a mess. And yesterday I spent some time, as you can see, and I've training it because it's a climbing rose. With climbing roses, what you need to do is put the branches this way, because let me step on. All these little shoots here will then grow upwards, upwards, upwards. That's what you get the roses on. So if you train them horizontally, or as horizontally as you can, let's see if there's any this side. Oh, it's a little bit early, but hopefully that will look wonderful. Then we have a pinus, Van der Wolf's pine, Van der Wolf's pyramid, and this is a yew tree. So this area here is my poorest soil in the garden. It's actually my south facing border as well as this, and these two borders are the poorest soil in the garden. So they're the areas that I'd like to mulch. Bay tree, the bay tree was over, I'll go a bit slow. It was here and I moved it. So it's done well because it's been in here for a couple of months and it seems to have had no effect whatsoever, and it's doing well. It looks like it's about to flower, so that would be nice. And I do pop out and get bay leaves for cooking quite a lot. Here you may notice where the blue balls are. I took out yesterday my Chinese plumbago. I've removed it and thrown it away. It was getting tattier and tattier. It was pretty blue flowers, but they were getting more and more sparse. But I think every plant has its lifespan, and this has probably been in 10 years. But I have an idea. Little Miss Ruby Buddleia, and I do know that they need pruning soon. That's never done particularly well, I have to say. But I have an idea, as I said. This is container garden. Oh, the birds. Trachycarpus fortunei. Now I've had a lot of interest in this recently, asking for updates. You can see these leaves here at the bottom. You can see this one here. They will start to fade and go yellow, as this one has. And that's when you just cut it off. You can see below, older ones have been cut off. So that needs to be cut off there. Probably this one as well, because that's going yellow. This has done so well. I planted it, it'll be 4 years this summer. It has grown a lot bigger. And it's so hardy, it goes down to -20, which we never get to -20, but it will go down to -20. Very, very hardy. I think you can see, oh yes, you can see a new frond. That's a new frond growing. that one that hasn't quite found out yet. So highly recommend Trachycarpus. Over the back, I built a hedgehog hotel, some bricks, and there is an entrance, and just some old grass sitting on the top. This here is a green spire euonymus. That's done very well. And we have lavender along here, which I did cut back, so it's still a bit early for things to start emerging beautifully. And we have juniper blue star here. Don't yet look particularly wonderful, but as I say, it is still winter. This is an osmanthus as well, and we have heucheras, and I will go in and I will tidy up. See all these bits here, you can see the nicer leaves, and there's even some new ones, so I just pull off all the older ones like that, just pull them off, which I'll go around and do that. And I have a lot of heucheras, because heucheras do very, very well for me. That's a pretty one, but as you can see, they do need tidying up, and that one there in particular. But yes, the idea that I thought I might get another palm, because I love them so much, and I might put another palm here. So probably the buddleia will move, but that's what I'm thinking. And as we pan around, this I did a year ago. It is a euonymus. Don't know what. Oh, actually, it is. Look, it costs $9.99. I've had it for years. Japanese Bravo. Well, I decided, I'm going to pull these off. I decided a year ago, it was a big bush, and I decided that I was going to see if I could make it into a cloud pruned topiary. I need to come in and pull all those off up the stem. So I kind of pulled the branches away, and they've eventually staying there themselves, and it's supposed to be little balls, but I think I wouldn't exactly call it a success, but it was something I wanted to try. This is a Rocky Mountain Juniper Blue Arrow there, and then we have Star Jasmine, and I did paint these black, and it looked like wrought iron for a while, but yeah. And the plan with that, because they get big, so the plan with that is to trail it backwards to join along the fence, mix in with the ivy. The birds are making a lovely noise. Sound like seagulls. Mahonia was beautiful. If you don't have a Mahonia, all these were bright yellow in the winter. It was just lovely, very lovely. And then this is an Andina, which at the moment it's at its dullest colour, but it changes colours from the spring all the way right through late autumn. Reds, oranges, gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And then we have another osmanthus. This will be, it's a Photinia Pink Crispy, and I saw it in my friend Edie's garden a few years ago. I fell in love with it and was looking for one for ages. And you can see, well, you can't really see at the moment, but these are the new leaves, and as its name suggests, they'll be pink in the spring, and I'll show you that when that happens, because that's going to look wonderful. That's just some other little euonymus. I have a lot of euonymus. I've pruned my roses. This is my unknown rose there, very lovely coral pink colours, and then next to it I've pruned, that's a David Austin, Olivia Austin. This is my braided willow, which I chopped off the leaves because I was under the impression that you cannot kill willow. You could just stick willow branches in the ground and they will sprout up. So I thought, oh yes, I can cut that off, no problem. And nothing is happening at the moment. You can see down here, there are buds, but I don't want the buds down there. I want the buds at the top. So that's we'll see what happens with that. Camisiparus, lovely little topiary. I do love topiaries. Next to it is a 3-ball topiary that I created. It's a Van Gogh totem pole, and it was one long straight thing like that, and I'd kind of just cut it there, made little balls. It's done very well actually. And next to it to the left is my pear tree. Never had pears. We have a lemon cypress here, more heucheras and a pyrrhus. Lots of heucheras around here. We'll go around and I'll show you. And oh, hydrangeas, 2 different types. Macrophilia, the lace caps coming into bud, and then there's another one here, and you can see all the new buds at the bottom. There are a few buds halfway up. What else? We have a Photinia red robin. In the spring, this is going to look beautiful and red. You can see these, much like the pink crispy is growing pink leaves, these will be red leaves, and that's going to look lovely. Well, let's just go along here. Some lamium, a heuchera. These grasses are pretty and they're evergreen all winter. This is an Alberta spruce. Lots of bulbs. Another euonymus. This is my Stella cherry tree. No signs of life as yet. Oh yes, 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 yes. There we are. Signs of life. Signs of life. And another Camisiparus. Few more grasses, and let's go this way. Lots of daffodils coming up. But what I did last year, I dug all my daffodils up because I had 10 different varieties and I had them in groups of 10 everywhere. Well, what I did last year, I dug them all up, mixed them all up and just dotted them in new spots. So it's going to be quite exciting to see what comes up where. I'm quite looking forward to that. I have a lot of tulips as well, although I can't really see that many tulip leaves. There are some around here. Yeah, they're tulip leaves. So, but I did plant so many more. But anyway, yes, that is my beautiful Picea pungens hoopsii, which seems as if it's doing well. Lots of heucheras, as I say, needed to come in and tidy them up. We have 2 roses there, which I've just pruned. Some pyrrhus. This is my Cercis canadensis forest pansy red bud. I've only had that a little while, and I'll show you, I've kept the tag. Oops. So that's what that will look like. It did look beautiful last year, actually. Did look very pretty. So get back, I'm excited to see what that does. That is another Fatsia japonica, and this will be their 3rd spring, and you can see it's just my row of euonymus, and these were tiny little plugs that big. Try and find a picture and put it up, but I made a pathway to my yellow chair, which Richard made a few years ago, and then you can divert up the pathway up to here. And this is my, oh, the birds. Oh, that's my garden illusion gate, so it's just a mirror. I will show you, because lots of people like this, and I've given links to it. You can see it's a mirror, but it's the way that the wood is an illusion. That's just flat, dead flat, 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 flat. And the way that the wood is tapered, like that side's cut smaller and then bigger, 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 it makes it look like the gate is opening and ajar. Oh, falling back. It just brightens up a corner. I mean, this is a real dead space otherwise. We've got lots of ferns, which are always happy. They're only in containers. Don't know if we've got any new shoots on them yet, but when the new shoots start, I will take off. I'm trying to back up because it's a curve. Well, let me get back. Yeah. They're only in containers, as you can see. They're just flat, a row of containers. They seem to be okay, and I would just cut off all those leaves that you see, all those fronds. I will cut them off, and then we'll have brand new palms. So that's what I call Shady Corner. And there are, I should mention these because these will be coming up soon. Lungwort, Pulmonaria. I've got lots of different ones, and I only planted them, well, maybe this is their second spring. They look very, very pretty. And I should mention my ferns, the ferns that my dear friend Mark Border gave me as tiny, tiny little cuttings. I planted them all. They've rested over the winter. I don't think I've lost any. Another one there. I mean, some of them were tiny, like this little one here. I've got all the tags. And then we've got some under here. And he entrusted me with those. We have here Brunnera, sterling silver. These are gorgeous. If you do not have Brunnera, they love the shade. They are perfect. Slugs do not like them. Brunnera are amazing. Here's some more of my ferns. Some more there. Another one down there. Oh, my lemon cypress. This came from the front garden, was blown over in Storm Bert. I think it was Storm Bert. So that got moved. And there was an apple tree there, which never did very well. So I moved the apple tree. We swapped places. The apple tree went here. Well, the other day I took the apple tree out. So that's Shady Corner. Here we have Crocosmia, which when that grows, it goes this high against the cat. It's very pretty with orange flowers. So that is my garden. Well, it's taken me 5 years really. Some things were in before, not many. Practically, well, I think everything apart from that big rose I've planted myself. The rose is there somewhere. I've planted myself, I do think. And gardening can be expensive when you think how much all these plants must have cost me over the years. Woodland courtyard, which is looking very bare. These are called thuya. And I think I'll take those out and plant them in the garden. I think every year I'm going to have a different little display. But I love Woodland courtyard and my lovely little greenhouse, which doesn't really have any flowers in it. It just has supplies. They're all my bits and pieces which were overwintering, and my flamingos, they'll all come out again soon. Lots of pots, lots of bits and pieces, and all my little garden ornaments. And that is my garden bench, potted bench, which Richard made for me quite a few years ago now, which has been invaluable. And I have a Japanese bloodgood Acer palmatum here, which I only bought last year, and I do think I need to plant that in the garden. Grass is growing in it. Yeah. Oh, yes, I think I need to plant that out in the landscape, but it's up to, I think, I can't remember the lowest zone, but it goes up to a zone 8, which I am. And it would prefer to have a little bit more sun and a little bit more space, I'm sure. So that's it. Now, what should we do? Let's talk about compost. Last year, I had the idea, now, let's just go around here, because I had 3 compost bins down here. They were just like the big green sacks, and that was going very well. We don't really need to access this door because we always tend to go through the garage. But then I got a lot of wasp problems. So I thought that's not very good. And my garden, my council was selling compost bins at a very cheap rate. So I bought 2. Here's one, and I think they need to be looked at. They're full to the brim, garden leaves, but I think down the bottom is usable compost. I need to check. So I've one there, which I want to open up that door and have a look and see what it looks like. And then the other one, because I could do with a third, but I don't really like the look of them, big Daleks in the garden. So I don't really want one dotted around in the garden. This is the view I have when I sit in my lounge. So that looks nice. Yes, down here is my shed. And I have another one down here. So that's the, oh, look at that. Look, aren't plants resilient? I must have thrown away a bulb, a daffodil. Oh, and it's growing. It's trying to live. I need to get that out and plant that. It deserves it. So down here is just, those are the big green sacks that I did have my compost in before I got the wasp situation. And then down this side we have some garden trays. This is my shed. My shed is a mess. I'll show you. I've been wanting, are you ready? I've been wanting to clear it out, tidy it up. See, I tend to just push stakes. Oh dear. Yeah. So we've got some grow bags, loads of seed trays. I need to go through all this. This is just, well, you can see a mixture of fertilisers and it's a mess. That beer, I haven't got a secret beer habit, but when I was trying to combat slugs couple of years ago now, yeah, I was doing slug traps and you put beer in them and you have to get a certain type of beer. So that's why I've got cans of beer, but I gave up on that idea. I didn't want Lottie drinking the beer and having a drunk dog. So my leaf blower was very, very useful over the autumn. And I know a lot of people, oh, I forgot I had those. They would be handy. A lot of people say leave your leaves. The thing is, the leaves just blow everywhere all the time. So I had to pick them all up. It probably wouldn't take long. Just get everything out. And yeah, that's it. Now I must just say, in my December video I was talking about a garden of my wonderful friend Tina, that we are doing a whole new makeover for her. Well, we haven't been in her garden since December. I have 3 videos all ready to go. We knew we would have a winter break. I didn't want you to have to wait 2 or 3 months. So that's why I was stacking the videos up so there would be a continuous run to show you. However, at the moment, Tina has family that she's looking after, which is her priority, as it should be, and as you would all do the same. Gardening is not at the top of her list at the moment because she's looking after family members. So I'm not sure whether we should release the 3 videos we've already done to show you, or just wait a little while until, it's probably going to be a good month or so at least until she's ready to get cracking on the garden again. So I'll speak to her and say, shall we wait, show them all together, or shall I release those 3? You get my drift. I hope you've enjoyed this. Thanks to all of you who might have stuck around to the bitter end. It's a long video. I hope you're having fun in your gardens. Not long now till spring, the most magical time in the gardener's year. Take care and I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.